Hey everybody, this is Max and David coming at you with another DevBlog. This week we want to talk about all the upgrades that you're going to be able to make to your tanks to make it your own personal battle station. So in the main menu, you're going to be able to have an option where you can click hangar, and in the hangar you're going to be able to customize your tank to your preference, your wildest imaginations. And the way you can get these customizations is through playing the game, essentially. Each time you complete a level, there'll be a ranking system that give you a certain number of points that you can therefore spend on different paint jobs, different tank upgrades, or just different weapons in general. Primary one is the paint customizations. Now we're going to set up a primary and secondary color, which the primary color would allow you to change the color of your tank, and the secondary would be you can change the color of the decal that's on the tank. After that, we're going to have solid colors as well, and these you get through playing some of the mini games that we're going to have or beating the level in general. So for instance, if you beat the full game on easy, you get bronze. If you beat the full game on like medium or like novice difficulty, you get silver, and then if you beat it on hard, you get gold. And then we're gonna have other ones like neon disco style.
If you do some like crazy awesome secret thing that we haven't actually come up with, get neon disco.
So secret we don't even know. But that'll be about it for the custom paint jobs at the moment. Everything is subject to change, like we said, because we don't have anything set in stone. But this is kind of our ideology on how we want the custom paint jobs to go.
And what's going to be really cool is we also have swappable decal graphics. So your decal isn't just going to be one set decal. You're going to be able to upgrade your image library and swap between them. For
the base upgrades that we're going to have in the game, you're going to be able to increase the strength of your tank, basically just fortify the hull and make it as strong as you possibly can. So instead of getting hit 3 times and dying, it takes 4, then 5, then 6. I mean, obviously it's going to be more than 3 hits, but you get the point. Then we're going to have, you can increase your shield generation time to make your shields last longer, so you're not just relying on your base health all of the time. You're going to be able to increase your primary weapon damage, your secondary weapon damage. So pretty much kind of just like the overall hull strength, instead of shooting somebody and it taking 5 shots to kill somebody, now it might take 4, then 3, then 2, you can upgrade those. And then for the final, we were going to have where you can upgrade your boost capacity. That would allow you to boost for longer periods of time. Also, we wanted to give another ability to the boost to where when you use the boost, you can basically just plow through enemies and make them explode by just solely running into them. Okay, so up next we have the weapon options. Now, all of these are going to be stretch goals depending on whether we can fit them in here in our allotted time. A lot of the stuff depends on something we haven't really talked about with you guys, which is whether we get the mega grant or not, the epic mega grant. But all of these weapon customizations depend on really a lot of things, time and the grant. So for the first one is the volley shot, which essentially is basically just like a mortar raining down a whole bunch of different like bombs and weapons to destroy your enemies from like long distances.
Yeah, think of it as kind of like a carpet bomb, but like launched from the ground. You'll get kind of like a wider view of the map to see exactly what kind of havoc you're going to be wrecking on the enemy.
Oh yeah. You said we wanted to have a plane overhead, right? That's the idea, because you pitched the volley shot. You wanted the plane overhead so you could see where the enemies are, and so you could pick specific spots to volley from.
Yeah. The idea is the volley shot is going to be an upgrade that you don't get to use. Like you're not going to be able to spam it. You're going to be able to use it like once in a while, whenever it finally recharges. But you have a spy plane that's telling you exactly like where the enemy is, and then you're allowed to use your volley shot to launch into an area that you can't actually see from your vantage point. And so it's this mortar shot, this called shot that's far away, and it's really gonna be cool. But you're also gonna have a limited amount of time, so you have to think about like where you're wanting to take the shot, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So the next one is going to be, you're going to be able to drop mines from behind you. So anybody that's trailing you, they shouldn't, essentially, because they're just going to blow up. And these are more these aren't primary or secondary weapons. These are weapons, both the volley shot and the mine is something that you're not going to be able to spam down. You're going to have a very limited number of times you can use each of these weapons.
Yeah. Think of them as either limited capacity or limited time usage. Kind of like, you know how like in like Mario Kart, you have to like actually earn the item before you can use it, sort of deal. That might be one of the ways that we implement this.
Oh yeah. So the next one is heat seeker rockets, which would essentially be an upgrade for the secondary weapon, more of like a instead of having like a minigun, you could have like rocket shootout, or you could have like heat seeker rocket shootout. We haven't really decided on what tanks are going to get which upgrades. We want to make each one of these tanks feel like their own separate entity, so each tank isn't going to have every single one of these abilities. But like I said, these are still in early development, and also they're stretched, so they may or may not be seen within the final product.
Yeah, and the heat seeker is actually a upgrade from just the rocket upgrade for your secondary weapon, because the heat seeker actually like goes and finds the enemy, whereas the rocket just it acts like your normal projectile, which goes forward and wreaks havoc.
One of our next items is going to be a plasma bolt, which any sci-fi fantasy, if you don't have lasers in it, I don't know what you're doing. you gotta get on that laser action, man. All the great ones have them. So you're gonna basically be like, and one of the weapons, it's gonna be a primary weapon, so they'd be firing out of like the main tanks.
All right, and the next weapon upgrade is what's called Shockwave. So this is a destruction around you. So say like you're getting surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies, and you're like, I wonder what is the most effective way to destroy everything. Shockwave is it. You can also use this on buildings, you can use this on so much stuff, and it just launches a big old shockwave around you that is physics based, and so you can have a lot of fun with all of our with all the destructible things that are in this environment.
The next one is probably our craziest option that you're gonna have, which would be having essentially mini nukes like strapped to the back of your tank. That you think about Fallout and the Fat Boys in Fallout, how you can basically just launch a mini nuke and just decimate anything in its path. And this item would probably be a one-time use thing. You wouldn't get a whole bunch of these, because then the game's broken. You know, you want to make sure, and also too, you want to make sure you're like, it's epic. You know, when you drop it, you know it's going to be like, oh man, it's about to go down.
All enemies within the area are just wiped out.
And then our final weapon option was going to be explosive barrels. And I mean, who doesn't love explosive barrels? I mean, it's been in video games since what, Donkey Kong versus Mario, throwing the explosive barrels down. It's been in games for a long time, so you can't turn down explosive barrels at all.
Oh yeah, every shooter that's an over the top is like, hey, see these barrels? Yeah, they're not just normal. They're fun.
Okay, so same thing goes for the abilities. Right now, everything is just stretch goals at the moment that we would love to have in the game. It just depends on whether we can reach them in the allotted time that we have set forth as of right now. So the first one would be thermal vision. The idea behind the thermal vision was really for the second level. We really want the obsidian shadow walkers to be more stealthy, like kind of rogues almost when they attack you. So we were going to allow them to have invincibility cloaks, and for that we wanted to allow the player to have something to kind of combat that operating their operation, which thermal vision would allow that, because you'd be able to see things that would not normally be seen by the naked eye.
Yeah, or like if you're on the opposite side of the train, you'll be able to see where the enemy is.
The next one would be better radar, which would essentially allow you to see up to a certain distance of like where the enemies are. If you're around an objective marker, like if you have to destroy a generator or a communication tower, and you would just be able to think almost like Assassin's Creed with Eagle Vision, or Batman when he has his he has millions of different gadgets, but the gadget that allows him to see through walls and see enemies and objectives, it's kind of something along the same lines of that. And then after that, we were, not only does the Obsidian Shadow Walkers have stealth, but we wanted to give you, the player, stealth for a limited number of time, to where you could kind of one-up the opponent and sneak past if you wanted to, or just sneak behind them and blow them to smithereens.
All right, one of the last abilities is the EMP, and it's just like it sounds, electromagnetic pulse. So if you're getting surrounded, this will allow you to just shut everything around you down and then run the heck out of dodge. You use this sparingly though, because it shuts down your shield with your electronics and everything, and basically you just have your normal tank. So you got to be careful when using this. But if you're in a tight spot and you just need to shut everything down and run, this is the way to go.
And then the final one is the ram knockback. And the enemies that you're going to face are very chaotic, and they will rush you and just try to bulldoze you and bully you into a corner until you're done. But with the ram knockback, it actually allows you to push those enemies and send them flying. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is going to be kind of like in combination with how fast you're going. And so if you use it in tandem with like the speed boost, or you just get like a running start, like this is going to just make your enemies fly.
Oh yeah.
Great for breaking up like large groupings of enemies.
100%. And I think that's about it for our devlog for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Max and David, and stay tuned for our Thursday and Saturday posts.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.